fabulous singer, Miss Melanie C.
My first memories of being read to were when I was probably about 6 or 7 years old, and my mum, who's also a singer, used to work at weekends, so I'd have a babysitter. And it was actually my eldest brother's girlfriend, now his wife, who used to read to me. And it was lovely because I had brothers, and she was like my little, an older girl to look up to. So it was nice that she used to read me bedtime stories when she babysat. My favourite author when I was younger was Enid Blyton. I used to love just going into those worlds, the faraway tree and those magical places. And I remember a lot of those books, and I'd really like to introduce those books to my own children. I don't actually remember being read to by other family members. Maybe they did and I've just forgotten. Sorry. I'm having a baby now, and I've already started reading to the bump. They say that it's quite good and it's quite calming for them to get familiar, of course, with your voice, which they hear all the time, but also to specific music and stories. So when the baby's born, it's something that can comfort them because it's familiar. I'm quite tempted to buy books. In fact, I'm buying lots of things for my unborn baby. So you have to kind of stop yourself a little bit before you go crazy. But there's so many lovely books out there. It's really good fun having a look through, and I've been, picking out some that I'm going to buy.
What do you read to Bump?
I've been reading a lovely book called No Matter What to Bump at the moment. And they try and encourage you to read the same book over and over. So it's got to be something good that you're not going to get sick of. And I think that's quite good training as well, because having children, having friends who've had children, I know they like repetition quite a lot. Nobody loves me at all.
Oh.
Oh, Small, said Large, grumpy or not, I'll always love you, no matter what.
No matter what?
Mm-hmm. No matter what, for me, it's such a heartwarming book. It's so endearing. And I remember, growing up and sometimes you're feeling a little bit insecure. And just to have, there's such beautiful words in the book, and it's really reassuring and about love. And it's just about parenting and how, you love your child no matter what.
Have you shared a book today?
Have you shared a book today? Bookaboo, are you okay? I'm much more passionate now about reading than I was. I remember reading at school and being young and being read to, but I think when you read at school, I remember doing English literature at school and reading some Shakespeare, and it was quite heavy going. And then, of course, music takes up a lot of your time, TV takes up a lot of your time, friends do, and reading kind of went out of the window. And I really rediscovered reading when I was travelling. I do a lot of travelling with my work, and it's such a great way to pass the time. And often I'll be staying in countries where there is no English TV, BBC World, and that's kind of it. So it's nice at the end of the day to get into bed and relax with a book, be taken somewhere else, and I find it always helps me to drift off to sleep. I like a few different genres of books. I like some autobiographies. I think it's interesting to read, about people's lives. Vivien Leigh was one of my favourite autobiographies that I read. Boy George was a great book of his I read a few years ago. I've been through the whole chick lit thing as well, which I think are really good fun and so easy to read, because I hadn't read as an adult really, and I found books quite intimidating, and I thought I wouldn't get it, or I wouldn't understand the story. And sometimes there will be books where there's words in them that I don't know what it means, but that's great because it's teaching me new words, and especially loving writing songs, it's great to be learnt this new vocabulary. And it's something you can do in private. You don't have to expose yourself to the world. You're reading the book, you think, what on earth does that mean? And you just look it up, and there you go, you've got a new word.
I've decided, as you are having a baby, you may have one of my very special Wok Puppy dog biscuits.
Wow, Bookaboo, I'm honoured. I think it's really important for both parents to read to their children. Obviously, I haven't got any just yet. But for me, you know, I'm really looking forward to that time to spend with my child, because life is so busy. And, you know, for everybody who's out there working, and when you get home you're very tired and there's so much to do at home as well. But if you can just reserve, you know, you only need 20 minutes. And I think it's a really lovely bonding time as well. And if you make it like an habitual thing, then, you know, you just do it. Whereas I'm sure people who are busy working and, you know, trying to look after children as well, you find that you mightn't have had any quality time in a whole week. So if you just reserve that 20 minutes, I think it'd be really, really good for your relationship with your children.
Have you shared a book today?
Have you shared a book today?